Boom. You guys already know I'd be back up in here. Told you I would. But I'm still working on a few things with my green screen. With my screening and the greening, you know. What's up, everybody? And anybody? Can anybody hear? It's cracking. This is just a quick one, you know. Just to let them know. You're up in here having technical difficulties. Up in here having technical difficulties up here in Salas. So, speaking of, what's up, Goyo? Hey, Goyo, did you go to Alasal or what? My jefito went to Alasal. But in like 70, I think he graduated in 72 or 73 or something like that. Doing pretty good, you know, kicking back. All is well. Can you guys hear me clearly? My mom went to North Salinas. I remember my dad used to make fun of her. He'd be like, "Oh man, those North Salinas, they had a good high school. Don't get me wrong, they had a good football team, but you know, they were kind of like preppies. They were mixed more, you know. There's a lot of Filipino, a lot of everything. White boys over there, my mom said, and everybody knows, you know, Alisal was the Raza. You know, that's where my dad was at, right in the center of Ohio. We grew up I grew up at that little street right there off Center, in East Market. You take that other little loop right there, and then there's Center Street right there. I mean, I was born there, you know. Yeah, that was a crazy block. We left when I was young, but yeah, that was where I remember that little house. There's a little church, you know, Burken, heck yeah. And then that's where I came up right there too, Burken house. Oh shit, Zay's in the building. What's up, Zay? Man, I don't know if you caught wind of all this shit cracking, but you know, I'm trying to represent for Burken and shit. People are going at it. Well, I mean, you know, I just stated my opinion on Gunner and Dubs' live the other day. Damn, shit hit the fan, you know. They started going off on me. They started disrespecting me, you know, and I was just taking it. But then I got back at them on my voice with my voice. It was crazy, Zay. You know what I mean? I don't know where if you been tapped in or not on me, but crazy. But anyway, you should check out my video I did today, Zay. It's Burqueño on the Burqueños. The beef, if you want to watch the whole beef, I did a reaction to it on my jump up on my stuff. They took down the whole live, but I kept a clip of it and reacted to it, you know. Yeah, watch the Burqueño video one, and then also to watch these fools going off on me, Gunner and Dubs. Anyone who doesn't know this dude that's in the chats, you know, he does fire content. He's a dude, one of the homies out of Nuevo Mexico, you know, with the business, you know, puts it down for that 5-0, you know, that 575. And so shout out to Zay. Anybody in here, check out his content. He's got fire content. He did you know, an interview with Gunner. That's the dude Gunner was talking about when he was saying he fucks in New Mexico and shit. And that's cool. Like I said, I don't expect nobody to take on my beef. You know, that's between me and the fools that disrespected me. I wouldn't even take it there. No OG would expect anyone else to back him up for, you know what I mean? For his own shit. But I'm just saying, I was just letting them know what happened. You know what I mean? It's funny. I thought it was funny. I don't take it too serious, you know, but they disrespected. So I did kind of buck up. But, you know, Zay knows what's up. It's all fun and games. It ain't YouTube. It ain't nothing like YouTube. It's just YouTube anyway. The world is mine. Hey, you guys notice what I told you? I got that Scarface background behind me, but it ain't the original one. It looks a little different. You know what I mean? I'm gonna have to work on it. So anyway, what's up, y'all, man? How you guys doing? How's it? What kind of night you guys having? Everything going good? Kicking back, smoking on the sack, drinking up or whatever. There's a lot of different familias, that go back in Salas, bro. But each one is usually part of a neighborhood, like SEMs or familias. There, my dad used to kick it with fools from SEM because we live right there. I ain't gonna lie though, man. As much as I love the memories and the smell of the fucking, you know what I mean, La Chuga around the city, I'm happy we left, pretty young because I can't imagine me surviving through my mental capacity, like the craziness that I can get to, and as quick as shit pops off in Salinas with all the you know uh, politics. It would have been it would have been a can of gas on, you know what I mean, on a fire. Crazy. Man, I ain't even with that. I ain't trying to get all into that, man. I got love for everybody, so let's not take it there, homie. Yeah, yo. They've been the pretty much. Some people will be like, whoa, but I feel like they've been the originals, since Fruit Stand, since they was Fruit Stand. Oh shit, Skip's in the house. What up, Skip? Nah, just kicking it, man. Chatting with the folks one time. As unfortunate as it is, I will say this: a lot of people, were kind of shunned or kicked from other channels, or are pretty much kind of not invited. If they mention me, or if they speak, if they speak about me well, they'll be booted. So that's why I'm on this live now, really, and that's why in the future I'll continue to do lives every day, because those people that did get booted, or kind of people are feeling like they, ain't invited, especially just because they stuck up for me. I don't want them to feel like they don't have a life to go to. Like they just stuck up for me, and now they, you know what I mean? I leave them hanging. So you kick them up in here, If people was hating on you over there because you said Mike was speaking his opinion, or because Mike was just doing his own thing, or because you may have just, I watched a few of them. I ain't lying. Skip through a couple lives, and I see the way they're treating folks, even for bringing up my name or saying, oh, just give people all fair shots. Some of them are getting shot down. And for those people, I want them to know, you can come over here. You won't be getting shot down for nothing over here. Yeah, for sure. And Goyle's got that knowledge, man. I seen him. Shout out to him. I seen him on a few lives and stuff, man. He's got the wisdom. He's got the, what I mean. I'm not in a bad way, but he's got the years upon him. The older you get, you just learn and calm down and get farther away from stupidity. Me, I'll probably always have that, as you guys can see from these last beefs. I have that knucklehead in me. My dad's from, born and raised Sawloss. He didn't take no shit from nobody. Um, and I kept that mentality. Even when I went to Burke, I came up over there. I was doing my neighborhood things, running around level. It was cool. It's been a hell of a life. Let me grab a piece real quick. I'm gonna grab my piece. So what's up, everybody? Saturday night bowling. That's what this is supposed to be. I know it's a weak ass one, but this is supposed to be the Scarface background. See the stairs. Look at the little. Hold up, real quick. Let me move. Shit, I know it's kind of lame, but that's supposed to be right there behind me. That's that world is mine. thing, globe. What's everybody up to out there, you know? Y'all about to be entertained. All right, Mr. Goyle, thanks for checking in and saying what's up, bro. We're happy. You're always invited here. You've always been, you know, super respectful in my eyes, and that's what I ask for. I don't look what happened between one man and another. I look for what's the interactions that have happened between me and the man, you know, directly. Damn. I bet, John. I bet. You're more than welcome here, bro, because, you know, it's kind of, it's a shame, you know, even people here, you know, I'll let you speak the truth as long as they ain't, you know, put directly, you know, yelling names at me, putting me down, or, you know, other people like that. Then I'll be like, yeah, you know, just kind of cut it, you know. But just because you're voicing your opinion in a respectful way, there's no reason why anybody that's a control thing. That's somebody just not saying what you want them to say, you know. Yeah, I bet. You know, that's what they're doing. That's how they're doing things, you know, one-sided. If somebody were to come in here and say right now, hey, I'm all about gun and dubs, I don't care. That's cool. As long as you don't start putting me down, I'm more than, I don't, why would I care who you like, you know? I'm a fan too. Oh, you know, we got our riffs, but like I said, that don't have nothing to do with the content they put out. That has to do with the attitude and the problem that we had. That ain't gonna, what does that have to do with you know what I mean, the content that he made? You know what I mean? He can be the worst character in the world and still have the greatest content, you know? People gotta understand. I don't know, I don't know where she's at, if she's in or what, man. I can always try to here in a minute. I'm about to take a rip and shit, but you know, if she wants to try to, we can try to do that. I don't know how it'll work though, with the type of this was actually, you know, I'm gonna jump on for a minute, you know, I'm kicking in, but just kind of a test. I was just trying out the new background, you know. But I just want people to know, you know, I mean, I guess if they don't have a choice, you know, if they don't have a choice, then people will take sides. Like right now, that's the problem, you know. They're not given a choice. Like you said, you got blocked. Right now, if you even talk about me or side with me, then boom, you're on his side, and bang, they'll kick you out, you know. But I don't play like that, you know. Anyone's invited here. I don't care who you like. You know what I mean? Why would I? As long as you don't disrespect me, you know what I mean? It's all good. It's all gravy. I'm a more adult than that, you know. Like I said, you can talk about what you want. We don't need to talk about no bullshit, and we don't need to do nothing disrespectful, you know. Unless if you want to talk about something crazy, and then I let you on my live, and then I'll expect you to say something crazy, you know. If I let you on and you're talking like that. Somebody say something, and I can't hear nobody or see nothing. Oh, that's why. I don't know why I did that. I got you. Okay. Fuck. All right, all right. What's up, everybody? Hope you guys are enjoying your night. Yup. Hey, shouts out to John Vergas. You know, this is just conversation. I ain't trying to smut nobody, because I did watch, you know, the interview with Gunn, you know, with Johnny. If you guys notice in there, he admits, like I said, if you watch my video, Johnny reached out to me. It's the truth, you know. Johnny said it right there in the video. I reached out to that Mike dude, you know, and he did. I just wanted people to understand that when he's talking about the guy that called him a bum, he talks about somebody different. If you notice, he goes, I talked with Mike, and he says it was all good, and goes, and there's a other guy that called me a bum. Let's not get that construed that he was saying he was mad at me for calling him a bum, because I never did that. You know what I mean? All I said was, you know what I mean? I was talking little shit, you know, going in, but I wasn't about him. I wasn't upset with Johnny. I don't know Johnny. I was upset with what they're doing, not taking care of the people in their hood, and the fact that some people don't take care of themselves. You know, that's all. I get an angry side to me, you know, and I get pissed off, and but I don't want to fight about it. I just thought we could conversate about it, you know. I thought it would be a great conversation, you know. But anyway, though, back to the subject. You'll see in that video, he does say, I reached out to that Mike, you know, he surely did hit me up, you know, and I wouldn't say, like I said, I'm going to have an interview with him. I could do it. I could have probably said, hey, can I have an interview? You know, me and you know, both sides against the world. He probably would have been like, yeah, I'll do that, you know. He seems completely humble, and he spoke with me and gave me good words. But I don't want to do that, you know. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to bring him into this or whatever, you know. I'm not going to say I won't help him or talk to him, but I ain't for the world, you know. But he did reach out to me, and I spoke to him, as you guys seen in the Gunners video. He confirmed it. But then he also, I think he was talking about Hood News Media, because you'll notice he says, that guy called me a bum, you know, I can't even see your face, you know. He could see my face, you know, because right there on where we're talking and, you know, all this, he, you know, on my page where he actually first got a hold of me on, you can see I'm unmasked. You know, he saw my apology unmasked. So when he's talking about the dude that he was upset about, you know, Johnny, and saying that they called him a bum, he was talking about, I think he would, like I said, he didn't say, I think he was talking about Hood News Media. But he did say whoever it was, you know, you can't even tell because they're wearing a mask. So, you know, he's not talking about me. There was two different folks he was talking about right there. He was talking to one about me. And he was right when he said he got a hold of me and told me to, you know, just humble myself and all that, you know. And he gave me some good words, you know. And then he talked about somebody else that called him a bum. And that's the one he was talking about. That upset him and, you know, and this and that. But, yeah, he was talking about someone else. But, yeah, that was kind of cool. That was kind of cool the way that he did, because, you know, soft white underbelly, they're just looking, like I said, another reason for clout. I'd say it, but, you know, in soft white underbelly, you know, Johnny put him in spot. Yeah, he helps people. Yeah, he needs to keep his word better, but he's known down here. What do you say? He put him on a pedestal. They were trying to knock him down. Oh, this fool acts like he just gives out money left and right. And then what happened? Bam. Johnny, like, pretty much confirms it. Yeah, he's well respected. He's tapped in. He can walk around here with his shirt off. And he gives people payments and yada takes care. Boom, boom. You're right. He did look out. Porqueño, nice to see you, man. And, you know, shout out to John Vergas. I don't know if you know wherever, you know, where you're from or whatever, but I've been there, you know. I've been in some rough times, strictly, which is, I'll be honest with you. This is going to sound weird, but here's a whole different point on it, a different take. In my opinion, when people treat homeless people different, like, oh, here's a little money, or home, let's all look for it at him. You've now, it's like, how do I explain this? You're treating them differently, and that's the last thing they want. They don't want people to feel sorry and look at them like charity, and they want you to treat them like your brother. Same way you would treat your homie walking down the street. Smoke a cigarette with them, you know what I mean? Talk with them for a half hour, you know. When you come by just doing I'm not gonna say a wellness check, that's pretty solid, but just throwing money or making an interview, now to me it just seems so not legit, you know. That's why I feel like I treat them the same. I mentioned to some people, I'll jack them up. I'll jack up someone with a home or without one, because guess what? I treat them equally. They're the same to me. I'll treat them both the same. Why would I treat this dude just because he just happens to be down on his luck and don't have a house more better or more less or anything than the dude that's got the mansion? They're both getting the same treatment for me, and I think that they would respect that, you know. The same way with someone with a little bit of a disability. They don't want everyone walking around them and can I help you with that bag? And, you know, they don't want a bunch of attention. They want somebody to leave them alone, let them be who they are, you know, and be strong and be that individual that can do it on their own. That's what they hate, is everyone feeling sorry. I mean, that's my opinion on it, you know. See, I always tell things from a different perspective, you know, a different way of looking, you know. I honestly think that half the people out there that are in the calles, you know, as in Skid Row and all that, are the strongest, you know, and they got so much klecha that you get more klecha in 2 days in the street trying to figure out how to eat and sleep and dodge the cops and all that than you get in 10 years anywhere else. I'll tell you right now. You want to get some real klecha, you go down there and talk to them fools on the calles. You know, I'm dead. You think I ain't laughing? I mean, I'm laughing as in like it don't get no more real than that. You know what I mean? And like I said, though, I'm not gonna sit here and you know, we got this guy. He's a cool dude. No, he's just like me. I just so happen to have a house and he don't, and that could switch around at any moment. You know. That's the thing. People want, I don't mean it in a rude way, but they want me to give special behavior. I won't do that, not because I dislike them, not because I feel any type of way about someone that doesn't have a home. It's because they are no different. Yep. And that's what I said too, John. He did. But anyway, so that was more my talk on the homeless thing. Why is Mike so tough on them? See, I'm tough on everyone. And therefore, I'm not going to be any different with them because they deserve fair treatment. I don't care where you're at, from Sawloss to New York. You know what I mean? Will I kick it with you? Yeah. Will I give you half my cheeseburger? Yeah. But will I act like you're a charity case, a homeless case, a less than me that needs to be babied, that needs some type of something like that? Nah, no way. You know what I mean? No way. You're no different than me, plain and simple. I just so happen to I've been right there too. I'm in a place now, and maybe you're just in a wherever, in a tan, in a van, and whatever, and so that makes us exactly the same, pretty much. So who's all out there? What's up, Tim Dog? Seen you earlier on the homeless lot. I was all talking shit. Haters World. I seen haters are up on Haters World earlier. And even though I try not to pay attention, if I jump on my phone, you gotta watch what you're saying out there because you never know. I'm not saying that it matters, but I could be creeping around this corner, around that corner, and then I might just so happen to want to give my opinion on that. Everyone knows I'm vocal and I ain't scared. So if you say something that when I might be, up in the live that disrespects me, that is untrue, I might just, take a clip of that live, take about 5 seconds out of it, and then hit you up on it. Like, hey, make a video saying, look, you see this person yip yapping and disrespecting. So watch out, watch your movements, watch what you say, because you never know. I'm not, as far as last I checked, I'm not deleted up off. You can still watch any lives, Now I'm saying that matters to nobody. They shouldn't be talking anyway. But if they do and I catch it, I just might make a video on it. Why not? It's my choice to do, Call them out on it. Rock with me. Oh yeah, they got. I mean, man, I hate when everybody. I mean, I don't want to say hate. Like I conversate on it too, but at the same time, everybody's watching. I ain't trying to start up nothing, stir it up the pot, and get everything started. So, something I do. I like to. It's see, you got to remember, it's hard for me. Like I said, it's for somebody that wants to voice their opinion on shit, but at the same time, doesn't want shit to get riled up, doesn't want to keep stirring. It's a thin line, it's a thin line before it's like, can I rap about this, or it's gonna be fucking stirring up, and all that. I was just in the haters world because it's one of the places I can actually kick back, haha, Killicopter 18, yeah, fuck, that's what I said, I don't know if you even know what's going on, Killicopter, but shit, I'm at war with YouTube. I mean, like, I don't know if you heard of Gunner and Dubs. I was just in there making a comment, on their live. Nice or not nice, it was just a comment, and everybody tripped and flipped the script, and tried to cut me down, and I was like, Charlie, that's how I hold fast. Been holding fast since I was younger, and I'm still holding fast right now through these fools that disrespected, I ain't really allowed up on no other channels and shit like that, but not because I did anything wrong, you know what I mean? That's the whole point of it. If it was, I'll just apologize and be like, hey, it's all y'all, but I didn't do nothing wrong, so fuck them. Because I didn't agree with them, because I said something that might have been down, you know what I mean, or hateful and all this types of shit. Like fuck you guys. That's how I want to be. That's how I want to be. That's my opinion. That's Mike's world. I could do that. All you gotta say is I don't agree. You know what I mean? Move it on. Not disrespect me for it. Anybody knows that. Can't ever change the way another person's mind state is. Matter of fact, if you're a real one, you'll talk them out of that. Like, I don't agree with that for this reason. Explain, debate. You know what I mean? Like I said, anybody in the comments, anyone, whatever, you guys can voice your opinions as long as you don't start, cursing people out. Put, hey, this fool's a fucking this, that. If you should say, hey, I don't mess with this person because of that reason, or that reason, that's not bashing. That's just that we're having a conversation. That's I don't mind that, whatever. But like I said, as long as there's no straight bashing, I'm gonna have all that. No need for it. So how's everybody doing out there? Only a few heads in the house right now. I don't know if everybody's doing their own thing, on some different lives or what. Shout out to Sonny G. That is a person right there that is extremely intelligent. Gained me on some knowledge, some good quotes. You can tell they read a lot. Well, SacredHurt. Okay, we got a few more people checking in. Sending mine, much love. I got the little background going. Like I said, I would. It's not really what I like. I'm gonna have to work on the green screen light a little more and whatnot. But and then Sonny G, what did you say that was hateful? I say a lot of hateful things, because there's a lot of things I hate, and I'm not gonna lie. And I know they say hate, you shouldn't hate nothing, but I hate evil things, be honest. But it sounds stupid, having hate inside from something that I hate. As stupid as that sounds, that's the thing, Uh, I hate a lot of things in the world. I think the world's a dark place, like I was saying before. There's a little bit of good in it, there's still a lot of light that shines, but from the polar ice caps melting to crazy weather to for years you could get on the news and people you all you see is people negativity thriving. Um yes, very very much so, Sonny G. So anyway, though, like I was saying, so my opinion is that we're in a bad state. I'm not saying not to work on it. I'm not saying it's 100% hopeless, but it's about 90% because right now it's to the point where even if we try, well, like we're trying with everything we can, in the what we call environment to save the environment and gun crimes, and it just seems to get worse. It's like a fire, it just spreads and gets worse, and it's pretty bad. So that's what I'm talking about when I say hateful, and not bitter or hateful inside, but there's so much hate in the world that I hate that it's almost undeniable. COVID and cancer that never got a cure for, and all types of stuff. It just goes on and on. You seem to see quite a bit of negativity, from North Korea all the way to earthquakes in Japan, and I don't even, I don't want to sit here and get everyone down, but it seems to be that's all you see when you want to point out a bunch of people right now to me that are saving the world. Like, I know there's some people trying to send people to space and doing environmental, good, but you really don't see a lot of it. I think because people thrive off of, yeah, no doubt. But yeah, it's not about what I said that was hateful, but more so if I ever do say anything hateful, that's the reason, you know, because that's why I have a lot of hate in my heart. And I think a lot of that was planted in me from, people taught me that, my pops used to tell me the same thing I'm saying now, like, hey, you know, why, God the Almighty, why is there cancer? Why do little kids get hit, pop with stray bullets? Why is there millionaires take and get richer and the poor get poorer? You know, why is there even places like Ukraine and North Korea? And when I say places, not that they're there, but that they're even half of the, in the situation they're in. And I understand you saying there has to be dark to be light, but when you have a small spark that you can hardly see in a gym or a huge warehouse full of darkness, you understand what I'm saying? And my self-esteem is really high because I'm really intelligent. maybe too high. You know, extremely intelligent, educated, well spoken, wild at the same time. I can be the best and the worst person. I'm very comfortable with my character. You know, so it's not that I'm have low self esteem or that I'm bitter. It's more so a part of, you know, I think you got to learn to balance stuff. You know, if you're gonna have love in your life and happiness, you gotta also have a little bit of a little bit of darkness. Like you said, it's a balance. You gotta have the dark to know where the light's at. Just like you work hard, you play hard. And then this is a good little subject. I always believe there's what do you call it? Um, a balance on each end of the spectrum. For every red, there's a blue. For every black, there's a white. For hot, there's cold. For up, there's down. For evil, there's good. You know what I mean? For loudness, there's silence. For speed, there's still, you know. So what I'm saying, you understand, anyone can understand what I'm saying. That's what the whole world, in my opinion, is built on. Every and even above the world and lower, you know, it seems that this world, you know, it just so happens to be that there's a spectrum. Everything is either hot or cold, you know, and there's all in between, but there's both sides of the spectrum on everything, you know. There can never be true good without true evil. There can never be true far up without far down. You know, there can never be that left without the right. It's just how things, that's one of my things, you know, it's a balance in life. What's up? What's up? What's up? Richie Lokes, it's cracking, you know. So what's going on? You know, anybody want to jump in? You know, a couple people want to jump on the panel real quick, you know, and let you guys voice your opinion on stuff, on anything, or say anything, you know. You're welcome to, real quick. I mean, if I know you, I don't care to have. Well, I don't have to know you. You know, I don't really know anyone here, but there's certain people that look like they're. We'll see who's a. You know, I know I kind of know who's doing all right, but it's not a problem. But if not, cool. I'm just kicking it too. Hurricane cheers, dang! Hey, that's a real cheers right there. Woo! All right, my man. Hey, that's what I ain't gonna lie. I like Hurricane OD. Like I was saying before, I don't know if it's on my video. I have actually the picture. I did a video on Substance. In the picture, there's a big old 40, you know. Yeah, but I don't know if she's got a plan or what she's doing, you know. She might be busy and all that. She might not be ready. It's all good. I'm gonna do this every night, so there's no rush if anybody wasn't ready, you know, or just doing their own thing. I'm planning on like I said, I kind of explained it earlier. Um, I don't want anyone to be here just because they have a dislike for anyone else. You know, that to me is okay. Yeah, check out Sunny. You know, she's highly. I don't know if it's he or she, but they are highly intelligent. I can vouch for that from some few things I was sent. You know. Yeah, you know, I'm just cruising on, man, up on kicking back. You know, kicking back. I'm actually taking. Maybe I should throw a couple little jams on. I was thinking about that. All right, hold up. Hold up. I'm about to do it right now. I'm trying to. Just not really good at this kind of shit. All right, hold up. I'm about to drop it real quick, boy. Dang.
No.
Oh, Johnny Tapia stories. No, he's a little. I mean, man, he was a bomb. You know. Yeah, so we're trying to get somebody up in here right now, you know. Have a little guest on here. See, let her speak her opinion, see what she has to say. All right, everybody, you guys give it up. This is SacredHurt, you know. She's got a good channel, got some content now. She's a conversationalist, a debater, such as myself, you know, a higher thinker. So, how you doing tonight?
Hey, I'm good. Thank you.
All right, all right, all
Thank
right.
you for having me.
Yeah, no problem, no problem. You know, we appreciate everything you're doing, you know, for the raza, you know, and just for everyone in general, you know. Anything you
Yeah,
want to
I
say, you
appreciate
know,
it.
any topics, you know, a big thing has been going on is, you know, it's been beef. There's the beef, apparently, apparent beef. It doesn't mean
Yeah,
anything
there's.
to me. It doesn't. No, I mean, it was a
I mean,
riffle ruffle, and I got attacked for voicing my opinion. And it was more so a conversational piece. You know, I wanted to talk. I wanted to speak about it. I wasn't
yeah,
expecting to shut anything down or to be shut down, you know? And that was all. And I just
yeah,
felt like,
exactly.
and it was you know, an onslaught, if you will.
It was something, I'll tell you. But like, I don't feel like everybody needs to know everything, but I do appreciate the fact that when I was able to reach out to you, you know what I mean? I didn't exactly have an idea of how I was going to approach that, but I know when I saw that live, there were just a lot of things that I didn't agree with as far as behavior. And to be perfectly honest, that topic, it touches my soul, you know what I mean? It's what drives me a lot of the time to do the things when I'm focusing on them to do. So I felt like when the conversation or even the possibility of it, maybe it didn't need to happen that night, but here you go out and to say, hey, maybe we could talk about it another time. I would love to do that, you know what I mean? To extend an olive branch, to have that. I mean, I feel like that was a wasted opportunity, and it's unfortunate the way um, but as far as I'm concerned, you know what I mean? You handled yourself like a gentleman, you know what I mean? You went on
I tried
there
my best. You know,
and
there's a few things I said that I'm willing to admit I was a little amped up. I wish I would have been even more in control than I was. You know, I didn't want it
yeah,
to get to the point to where it got to. You know, I really didn't. You know, but they did let me on, knowing that I will. Because if anyone saw the whole live, I made a couple comments in the comments, and he told me get up in here. You know, we're gonna. I said actually, I
yeah,
said pick my brain for a second. Let me. And he's like, all right, you know, you can come up in here and voice your opinion. So they already knew what was
right.
kind of coming, and then when I got in, it was boom, the rush. You know, and
It
you know,
was
I
issues,
understand.
yeah.
I completely agree that you don't agree. Let's agree to disagree, you know.
I'm
That's
sorry,
what I
I'm
thought it
breaking
was
up
gonna
right
be.
now.
And they thought I was just trying to rain out on a parade. I thought it would be a time. Maybe it wasn't a time to bring it up and talk. You know, apparently. But I could care less. That still doesn't
Yeah,
excuse anyone's childish behavior.
right, right. And you know, for me, that it was just a bad look. You know what I mean? For people who are trying to accomplish unity, you know what I mean? That was totally not what that was portraying to me. And I would be going against what it is that I expect from my quote unquote friends or people that I care about, is to call me out when I'm wrong. You know what I mean? To do it in a
Yeah,
respectful way, and to let me know, so that that way next time I can do better in that situation. You know what I mean? Like you said, have a
yeah,
little bit more self-control. I never said anybody was right or wrong per se. I said there were things I agreed with and things that I didn't. You know,
yeah. No
I
doubt.
never went and attacked anybody, their character. I never called anybody out of their name. Moving forward, that's going to continue. You know what I mean? That's the behavior. That's how I handle those situations. If I can't come to a resolution with the person, hey, I'm not going to beat a dead horse, and I'm going to keep it pushing. That's it. I'm not anybody on YouTube. I have a very small channel. The people have been really, really great in supporting me in the back end. And hey, that's awesome. That's what motivates me. Is like, yeah, I like I expressed, I kind of knew that it was going to be controversial, that I was going to be going against the grain of the collective, quote unquote, but that wouldn't be in my character to sit there and be a yes man. That's not what I want for the people around me. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's just not my style.
And it's a little harder, you know. Usually the whole pack goes against you when you don't go with them, you know. But you know, to each his own. That's the problem. Is I would have
But
respected everybody's opinion, and we could have been like, cool. But it got to a different level, is all.
yeah, it did. But you know what? I'm an adult. I thought
Yeah.
about it and what the consequences might be of that before I even decided to open my mouth. I went into it when I asked to use and to do a reaction to that live. The funny thing is the live actually had nothing to do with anybody personally and was actually geared towards conflict resolution.
Yeah. Well, there you
You
go.
know,
You know.
but you know, people will always make assumptions. I'm not going to sit here and try to change anyone's perception of me. Everybody has the right to feel however they feel. Just know that this, I'm speaking on it right now. This is the most I'm
Mm.
going to say. I've kept my mouth shut. Regardless of whatever incidences may or may not have happened, how they went about, I've never came out and disrespected them, and I'm going to continue to not be doing that. So I don't
Same
have
here.
mentality.
No need. No reason.
No, none
You
at
know.
all.
I don't
And
have
I
any
wish
hatred in
them
my
the
heart
best.
or animosity towards anybody, and I didn't when I went in. I just wanted to
Right,
conversate, you know. I just like you were saying.
right.
I heard you saying. I actually went back and rewatched. I didn't catch it when it was going down, but I did watch the live with you on Bitos's thing, and you
Yeah.
know you had a lot of good points. You know.
Well, I feel like that's where you were headed, and I understood, and like I said, it sparked something in me, because this is something that I'm actually very passionate about, and that I have, you know, involved myself in my life on a personal level. You know what I mean? Not looking
Oh,
for any admiration, but just knowing that I could go out there and help somebody that's out in need. And I feel like there is a way that I'm familiar with, to where you're not just gonna fix the temporary issue. You know what I mean? You're not just going to make someone feel comfortable.
yeah,
Sometimes you need to feel your hardships, so that that way you can strive for more. But you can also incentivize people for quote unquote good behavior, you know what I mean?
yeah.
And have them really understand that it's worth it in the end. It might be uncomfortable and hard, but in the end you get to look back and say, "Fuck, I made it." You know what I mean? I did that.
The one
All
thing I
me.
do want, I would like to say, I don't mean to interrupt you,
No,
is
you're good.
the whole thing in it that really hurt me. I'm not gonna lie, arguing with grown men and all that. That's like you said, conflict resolution stuff. You know, in my mind,
Yeah.
it's not a big thing. I'm not gonna take it to heart, you know, and be all hurt
Yeah.
and all that. Well, that's it. You said it's something, you know, to discuss because it did go sort of viral, and it's something to be spoke on, you know, so people can learn to just connect better,
Yeah, exactly.
But at the same time, the one thing that did bother me about the whole situation was Johnny, because I don't know the dude, honestly. And my beef, I was so, not scared, but worried that this dude that I don't know would think I had a beef with him. Because my whole thing was I had a conversation and my own opinion on homeless in general and people struggling. And that's what I wanted to speak about, not Johnny. They made it about Johnny. You hate Johnny. This is no. I wanted to speak about homelessness. Like I said, my whole thing is teach a man to fish. Don't just give him a fish.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You bring them on your channel daily and let's set them up. Or let's not hear about it at all. Even that, because I do chili bowls. I talked about what I did for my father. I would never do it on YouTube because it's just, to me, it's just weird, but I was just going to talk about it. That's all. And it didn't come out right. Shit hit the fan. And anyway, though, back to the point, Johnny, I started thinking, somewhere, somehow he's got to be able to pick up a phone just as easy as we do. And I explained this. I don't know if anyone saw this, that I started imagining, like, what if this dude is sitting somewhere kicking it and he's thinking to himself and he sees it going, does this Mike hate me for real? Like, who? I don't know him, And I thought, and that's how real I am, is fuck all YouTube. Forget what everybody thinks, what Gunner thinks. Like, there's a dude, seriously, that don't got nothing to do with YouTube sitting out there that might read this and go, what the fuck?
Right.
And the worst part, sure as shit, he was out there and he saw the beef that was happening. And he got I don't know if anyone saw it. I did a little apology. And the reason I did that was not because I disrespected Johnny, but because he's the topic of the conversation. Like it or not, his name was on everything. And so, people, he has people that know him. And, I'm sure there's people walking up and down the street that know him. And they're like, Johnny, they're talking about you, And so he got back to me. And you never know really who's going to talk, you're dealing with before you talk to him. But I can say from heart, because I don't know Johnny, but I did speak with him and he's a super humble guy. He had an aura about him that was very strong. And to be honest with you, I didn't make any judgments. I never did. But I wouldn't expect any less. Like I was saying earlier, if anyone's seen it, most people can learn more in a week, day and night in the streets, than people will learn on 10 years, even on the worst guy is if you're living in your house. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I didn't expect any less, but that's the whole point. The conversation wasn't even about it. It was about a whole thing in general, not one specific man. And I thought we could talk about that because the whole point I was getting at too was taking care of people on your block. That was one of my big things. And Johnny understood that, he was like, but anyways, I read out what he said. Matter of fact, I might have it laying here. I'd like to read it out real quick again. I don't know if you guys got it. I wrote it down because I thought it was kind of important,
No, it is. It is important. I heard you earlier.
And you can tell he knew what I was going through, So he just said he said much more. But I quoted this, he said, don't let the foolish and wicked ways of others ever dictate or portray the heart of one's true self. Preservation is the first law of nature. You know what I mean? Like, take it easy, man. Don't let people, even if you're in the right or wrong, don't let wicked hearts, get you down. That's what his message to me, along with, I wholeheartedly accept your apology, And out of all this, even just getting that out of Johnny was worth it, And
absolutely.
Like I said, the reason, and I want to make it clear, I didn't reach out to Johnny or apologize because I disrespected him. I reached out because he was the center of a conversation that he didn't know what was going on, people saying I was disrespecting him. It was just a big, it was a big misconstruality, pretty much, I don't even know, misconstrued, it was misconstrued.
Oh, yeah.
And that was it, and so I did that, and, thankfully he got that, and that was the main thing that I did to me, and I also apologize, because I'm not too big to apologize to an organization or people from an organization that think I may have disrespected them, because I didn't. That's another thing. I won't apologize for disrespecting because I didn't, take it that way. I feel like if you call somebody something in a certain context, you're calling them something. And if it just comes out of your mouth, certain people, I guess, take that as disrespectful. And like I said, for those people, I did my thing, you know, because a real man does. But what I won't do is
Mhm.
apologize to a bunch of people that for maybe agree or disagreeing with my opinion. You know what I'm saying? We can agree to disagree. That's no problem. We can all, you can call me an asshole, say you don't like Mike. That is no problem. But to a personal attack, verbal attack, that I won't. Same with the physical attack, I won't allow. You know.
It's so easy. Excuse me. It's so easy to excuse me. It's so easy to call people names, but sometimes it's harder, to actually face up and take accountability for the part that each of us play in our interactions. You know,
Oh yeah,
and it's
that's the
not to
hardest
say,
part.
like I said
Self
before, that
reflection.
but that's where the most growth happens. That's where the most growth happens. I have to say it twice, is when you're confronted with the bad parts of your character and you're able to consider them. Like you said, the fallout of it was Johnny, you know what I mean? The point and the motive or your intention in bringing the topic up was completely overlooked, and everything was being focused on this one man who had
Yeah,
nothing to do with it. You know what I mean?
exactly,
That was another
exactly.
part of that live when I watched it. That was another part of that live when I watched it that like kind of ticked, like that kind of made me compelled to be like, no, there's something that needs to be said here that's important, and they're making it about somebody who actually has nothing to do with it. You know what I mean? It could have been a great discussion. Um, like I said, I was disappointed, but that's what I was disappointed in the fact that we weren't able as a people to have that conversation because of whatever, you know what I mean? Prior to that, there were multiple opportunities to shut it down, to change it, to not even acknowledge it. You know what I mean? There was all
Well,
kinds of
and
things.
I'm
We
gonna be
all
on.
play our part.
I don't mean to interrupt. I'm just conversating with you. You know,
No, you're good.
it was miscommunication a lot too. You know, I feel like Dubs thought I came in with an ulterior motive to try to wreck him out, shut him down, say make him look stupid, and that wasn't the case. You understand? I came in because I
Right,
thought I have a strong voice, I have a strong opinion. I'm not afraid to sit in front of a camera or a million people and talk it. So I figured we could talk about my opinion along with them, you know, as adults, and it'd be like all good, you know. Even if it wasn't
yeah,
respected, it might be, you know, it would be good. You know, that was my thing. See,
yeah,
and that wasn't the case. You know, it was more like fuck this fool. He's raining on our parade. He's a hater. He's trying to fuck us off. And if I was really coming at him like that, I could kind of maybe understand their reaction more. But that's where the
right,
miscommunication's at. Don't assume I'm in here trying to shut you down, trying to hate on you, trying to hate on Johnny, because that ain't the case. You understand? I'm
right,
highly intelligent and way too old, getting old for that shit. You know what I mean? I ain't no hater. I just thought I was invited there, and I thought we could have an adult, you know what I
right,
mean? Are you learn a little about each other and be like, yeah, you know what? Maybe after the conversation, they say, you know what? That fucking Mike, I don't fucking care. I don't think what he thinks. I don't like what he thinks. He's got some dumbass ideas
right,
and peace, and we're all still good. And maybe next time I want to come on, they'll be like, let's hear what kind of foolish ideas he's got now. Who knows? But instead, it turns out to like, hey, let's wreck this fool. He's, you know, shut him down and say some hurtful shit and then go on for 2 hours. And then that's why it became viral, really. You know, if it would have just been a quick shutdown and like, you know, what, you know, but then they make it about me. I hate homeless. I hate the raza. I don't like nobody. You know what I mean? And then, of course, that headline alone is going to bring attention, because what kind of fucking person does
right.
that, right? You know what I mean?
It's the sensational part of it, right? It's the part that's going to spark people. And something that was told to me, the bit of good advice that I got about YouTube when I started it was that negativity is more well received than anything you're trying to achieve that's positive, you
Hold up
know?
real quick.
And I thought,
I'm
wow.
about to knock somebody off of here real quick. You know, I don't just let anybody run their fucking vocal. You know, you can come on my
So
channel.
wait a
On my
minute, Drilla
channel,
SoCal, I just learned. So Drilla SoCal, I actually just learned about what you just said tonight. I've never gotten anything from anybody for anything, nor have I received anything. So, like I said, anything that's being said about me, If you want to believe it, believe it. If you want to ask me about it, we can talk about it. I've always been that way.
There
That's
you
the way
go.
that I like to handle things, because like I said, I'm not perfect, you're not perfect, but maybe we could figure it out. And like, to your point, Mike, is that even if you disagree, maybe you can understand why that person feels the way that they feel. You know what I mean? Like knowing where they're coming from, hearing maybe the reason why, me personally, why homelessness and addiction strikes me is because both of my dads were addicted to heroin. They were both homeless at some point. I grew up homeless at some point. You know what I mean? I'm going through the situation that I'm going through because I made decisions in my life, and this is where I am, and I accept those consequences. Now, does
It's a
that mean
very
that I'm
touchy
on the
subject
internet
for me
begging
also.
people for things? No, I'm
No,
not.
that's one of the reasons why I
Or
acted
have I
out in the way
ever?
I did and spoke so strongly. You think if it was a subject that just I walk by one every now and then that I would have such strong feelings about it? I have the type of feelings I have because I've dealt with this on a personal level. My sister's homeless right now, my half sister. Um, Direct family in law. My dad died on the corner. You know, he didn't have his own house, and I made him, like I've said this before, leave because I wasn't okay with his alcoholism. So I don't know if SacredHurt's still here, but so yeah, it is a touchy subject for me too, which is why I wanted to get on the panel and speak from my heart, because it is. It's not just something I want to troll on or get views on. I did have okay, I think we lost SacredHurt, you guys. Hopefully she jumps right back on. But anyway though, so back to what I was saying. All right,
Hey,
so got her back in. So what I was saying is it's a subject that's very touchy to me, and I did want to speak about it. Dealing with my dad recently, and I did want to speak about it, and I got shut down, and it wasn't that's the problem. Like I said, and I've said this many a times. A lot of times with people, it comes down to miscommunication.
pretty much.
They thought they were drinking, partying, thought I was there to rain on the parade, shut them down, and I was more so in there to give my opinion, a strong opinion. Disagree, or I wasn't planning to be there long, maybe a half hour, and then whatever, it's all good. But
Yeah.
that was it.
No, yeah, and I'm gonna keep it 100% real. When I went on the live with Bitos the other night, we had a plan, a topic a week prior that I was getting prepared for. I wasn't there to talk about what happened on the live. And if anybody saw it, they'll notice that I really thought about what if I was gonna talk about it or not. You know what I mean? And I figured this is a great opportunity for people to learn about how things can go one way and how they could be circumvented into another situation, or how they can use it practically in their life if they come across something like that. But one of the first things I said was, where it was a mistake on your part was that you were trying to have a meaningful conversation with people who were inebriated. Now, I
Oh
didn't
yeah,
say
that
them
was the
being
first problem.
yeah. And that's it. But that wasn't an attack on you or your character. That's just saying, in this situation, maybe that wasn't the best move. Them letting you on and provoking that, I feel like they provoked it by letting you on, knowing that they were going to attack. I feel like that was a bad move. Hey, they decided to do that as well. You know what I mean? There's a lot of variables involved in this situation, and there's a lot of learning opportunities, and all of that is just getting thrown out the window. A lot
Yeah.
of us in our life have these issues with people because we're not able to communicate effectively. You know what I
And
mean?
it's by immaturity. That's the worst part. In my opinion, it's a lot of immaturity taking place that's not letting it happen between
Closed
whatever.
mindedness. Yeah, I agree. Not being open to other people and ideas, to me, that's a bad place to be. You don't learn anything. You get stuck in a place, you get resentment. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that's what anybody's going through, but I know that in my past, when I've held things in, those are things that I felt. When I've learned to accept them and to, move a different way, like I would rather have a friend to come to me and tell me I did something that made them feel a certain type of way, or that was inappropriate. So then the next time that I'm faced with that situation, I know that boom, this is the better decision to make, not like what I did the last time, because that would be dumb of me to do. And guess what? Me and my friend are going to become stronger because we're able to high five and say, fuck yeah, we attacked that like we said we would, and our bond would be stronger. But I don't understand. Like, to me, people fascinate me. I watch all people. And if I know that there's more likely for a certain type of behavior to be happening, like I said, I knew that when I went in there and I decided to open my mouth, that it was going to be a whole bunch of drama. I knew what to expect of them. That's my part on that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not having a difference of opinion, not taking the opportunity to speak on it. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
It is what it is. I don't mean it is what it is. Like, fuck it. I just mean like it already happened. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
I've
yeah.
tried.
Spilled milk. Spilled milk.
Yeah, I already tried to reach out and ask to talk about it even before this live happened, you know what I mean? And it was disregarded, so I figured there's nothing to talk about and I'm just going to fall back. That's it. I have other things going on in my life. What's happening on YouTube, to be perfectly honest, is not that important at the end of the day.
No doubt. No
You know what
doubt.
I mean? I
Yeah.
was using
Most
YouTube as
definitely.
a way to refocus some energy because I have a whole bunch of fucking shit going on in my life, like everybody else does.
Hey,
You know,
that's
you
your
get lost
channel.
in
That's
it,
your platform to do that. You know, it's your way.
you know?
Some certain people, you know, it's therapy, so you can do that. If you, it's your prerogative to do what you please with the Sacred Hurt, you know, and YouTube.
Exactly.
That's your avenue.
Yeah, exactly. And I knew what to expect from each person because I do sit back and watch. You know what I mean? I know how they maneuver. I've seen it enough. I've spent enough time around different people. And then when it comes down to it, if I choose not to align myself with you, that's one thing. If I'm willing to accept that you're going to attack me when I know that I say this, that's also another thing. Apparently, I feel like it's worth it to have to stand up and say that this is what I believe was right and this is what I believe was wrong. To
Hmm.
me, that was worth it. I'm a person of integrity, or at least I try to
Oh
be every
yeah,
single day of my life. You know what I
yeah.
mean? If I say
Oh
it,
no
I'm
doubt.
doing it.
And also that brings up a good point with me. See, I'll say somebody doesn't like. That's my opinion on something that I know somebody may not agree with. And I do that, you know, I don't, let me tell you why, because the type of character I am, I want to see that from a friend, because then I know that when they tell me something, that they're being 100% honest. Look, if they
Right.
agree with me on something, that's because they agree with me from the bottom of their heart. Because guess what? Just yesterday, they told me, hey, I don't agree with you on this or that. So I'll respect that person that told me straight yesterday, hey, I don't agree with you on this, and I can trust them that they do agree with me on this today. I would much rather
Right.
have that than every single time I say something. Yep, I agree. Yep, I agree. Well, you just agree with everything now, don't you? You know what I
Right,
mean?
so easy. I don't know if anyone's familiar with Tom McDonald, the rapper, but he has a song called Sheeple.
No, I never but checked it out, but maybe I will.
All right, but to me, that's what that is. You know what I mean? They're what, I don't know. Maybe they don't feel so strongly enough, or they don't have that many. Like, if they don't feel so strongly about a certain opinion, they're just gonna say yes. But I feel you. I'm the same way. I would rather have somebody come and confront me with my faults. That's how I know that they love me. They're paying attention enough. They don't want me to do this again. You know what I mean? Like, that means something.
Yeah, that's
I'm
true.
not just gonna be a yes man. I don't want that. I would rather be a small guppy in a huge ocean than a big fish in a small pond. You know what I mean?
That's why sometimes I've had problems with employment, because most employers don't want anybody that's going to think for themselves. Oh, this is a better way to do it. That, because when you do that, now you're not conforming. Now you're not the worker bee. Now
Exactly.
you're not going to do exactly same with the army. You're not going to do exactly what
Exactly.
you're told. You're going to, oh, we got a thinker here. We got a leader here, not a follower. They don't want that. They want somebody that's going to
Right.
take the pay that they're told to take. They're going to work the hours that they're told to work, and they're not going to ask why. You know, that's what they're looking
Exactly.
for. So when you're a person that says, look, you know, maybe I deserve an extra dollar, or maybe we should go this way or that way. Oh, what? He's thinking for himself. Like I said, I got fired from an alcohol delivery place. I was a delivery driver. I got fired because the boss told me, you know, you're too opinionated.
Yeah.
You're talking to the other workers. You're giving literally. I was damn near going to go to HR. I didn't even think you can get fired for that. You know what I mean? but I just said fuck
Right.
it and got another job. You know what I mean? This was many years ago, but right. But at the same time, you know, that's that. I don't even think that you can supposed to be able to fire somebody for that. You know.
Yeah, well, it's usually in the agreements, you know what I mean, those caveats. But I understand exactly what you're
Insubordinates.
saying.
That's what they claim it as.
Yeah,
They
that's
claim it
what they
as
call it.
insubordinates.
Yeah, exactly. I'm the same way, you know what I mean? I either give no fucks or I give too many fucks, but I find that I usually give more. You know what I mean? I really do care about people, and if I care, I'm gonna let you know. And if I don't care, then I'm not gonna say anything to you. I'm gonna let you do whatever you do. You know what I'm saying? But if that's not accepted, then I'm not gonna push it on people as well. I've been in those situations, even at my job now, like I was in an accident at work where I got hit by another hostler driver. You know what I mean? We move containers to and from the train, loading and unloading them all day. And I was in an accident. I'm the type of person that is going to speak up and not necessarily demand, but if I know that there is something that's possible that's going to help me in my situation to be a better employee, guess what? I'm going to bring it up. And a lot of the supervisors maybe not don't like it, but they also know when I bring something up, it's also not bullshit. You know what I mean? That it's something that's real and that is affecting people. I had to fight for a chair and I have a back injury, a chair with back support. That's just like, that's the example I'm putting up there. And they made a big stink about it. But I'm sorry. I have a big mouth, and if I believe in something, I'm gonna stand on my 10 toes, and I'm gonna let you know. You know what I mean?
Yep, I know exactly what you
I'm my
mean.
mother's daughter.
Yep.
I'm my mother's daughter. You know,
All right,
we're
so I just
Apache.
wanted
We're
to let
fighters.
people know because I know some people are gonna say, you know, I thought you did your final thought on it, and because this is not an argument, we're not picking out any beefs. I wanted to bring, you know, Sacred Hurt jumped in here. I knew she had valid points, you know, very well educated, as you could see. Watch it. You'll know we're not slandering anyone. We haven't called anybody anything. It was more of it was an intellectual, more highly, you know, intelligent level. We was talking about, I wanted to talk about something that, you know, the more the roots and origins, like she said, of conflict resolution.
Right.
So that's was more so the focus of this, you know. I like I said, the beef is any the so-called beef, which was just an argument, is over, you know, in my part anyway. It's been. I'm just chatting with her because she also had her own experience where I wasn't even there, you know, that had to do with the same topic, and I wanted to just let her give her an opportunity along with me to speak her piece, because again it became hostile, you know, in the other live she was in, and wasn't able to just comfortably speak and have a good see. Like right now, even me and her, we agree on a lot of things, a few things we don't, you know, but that's the thing, you just talk about it, you get it through. Hey, we laugh about it, and that's it,
Right.
you know. That's how it works.
Yeah.
So I
Exactly.
guess we'll just go ahead and cut it then. You have anything else you got to say?
Well, I just want to say thank you again to you from the beginning. You know what I mean? You have been very receptive to me, and I appreciate you because you didn't know me from, you know, anybody from anywhere, and you gave me the opportunity. Um, for people that are out there that think that I'm about picking sides, like, you don't have to agree with me, and I'm not going to tell you not to be anybody's supporter. That's not where I'm coming from. I could have, you know, gotten out of character a long time ago. It doesn't seem productive to me. And if anybody has anything that they want to say to me, please feel free to say it to me. I much prefer it if you're talking with me than about me. You know what I mean? That's really the only thing that I have an issue with. I don't hate anybody. I don't wish anybody any ill will. I'm not going to call them out of their name. I'm not going to call them liars. That to me is just too much. Tonight, I said, you know, my piece. I'm giving it to you. It's there. If you want to review it, if you accept it, if you don't, you know what I mean? I appreciate you tapping in. That's all I can ask. You know what I mean? Maybe for a little bit of understanding. If it's a possibility. If not, if I'm just too much of a bitch, well then that's it. That's cool too. You know what I mean?
Everybody's
I'm not
entitled to
like,
choose who they deal with, you
yeah,
know.
like you said, I'm not everybody's cup of tea, neither am I. You know what I mean? I come off very strong, and I understand that about my personality, you know?
Me too.
But I don't hate
Everybody's different.
anybody. Yeah, I don't hate anybody. I wish everybody well, you know what I mean? When you're out there, stay safe, you know what I mean? Like that's all I could say, you know what I mean? Just be well.
All right, so there you go. You guys have it. You heard from Sacred Hurt, just giving her opinion, her pieces, speaking, from her heart and from her point of mind, point of view, you know. You guys make sure you go check out her channel. She does a bunch of stuff on like what it's not Revolution on, but on Raw Saw and a bunch of different stuff. The only way to know is check it out, Sacred Hurt. That's it, right? Sacred Hurt, and that's your channel.
It's _Sacred Hurt.
So there you go.
Yeah.
You heard it from her.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, no
Have a good
problem.
night,
Anytime,
everybody.
keep checking in. I'm gonna try to do lives daily, just so I
For
can
sure.
start building up a little more and do my own thing. And since, like I said, it's kind of a sad thing, but half of YouTube turned on me over an argument between me and one man. But it's all right though, because I got my own zone, safe zone here, and anybody. I'm not gonna say anyone, because if you just come here and you want to bash people or because you have enemies, this is not really the
Right.
place. But if you want to come
Right.
here, because you want to kick it with me, or even because you've spoken about me in the places that you like to go, won't have you, whatever, I'll be up here every day, so you guys can hit me up. Most definitely. All right.
Well, I
Thanks for being
appreciate
on.
you.
We appreciate you.
I appreciate you too. Good night, everybody, and thank you.
All right. Good night.
Much love.
All right, you guys. So there you have it. I wanted to really quickly just, reiterate what's going on here. I had Sacred Hurt on here. It wasn't anything we planned or anything. I just jumped on my live to test out my back screen, like I had told a few people before. And, she was in the comments, and I had spoken that if I go live, I would let her jump on, because she's been, she has her own opinions on things. Opinionated, voiced, and they're giving her a hard time, about my whole deal, which has nothing to do with her directly in general like that. She was just voicing her opinion on it, speaking, like she said, on conflict resolution, and became a target, so, no hard feelings with anyone. Like she said, she's not really with that. I'm not really with that. And I can't speak for anyone else out there, but I don't have no ill will or ill feelings toward anyone. But, this was a good one. You guys should check out this live. This is was a lot of deep talk, trying to get to the origins, and the roots of problems, and like our problem of what happened, with my little trips. And so that's a good thing, that's a good thing when people come together and they can talk, like adults, do their own thing. And just real quick, so because I haven't got to interact with anyone, I want to give a shout out to Smoke the Loke, Smokey Bear. This dude's got mad knowledge too. You guys make sure you go check out his channel, Smokey the Local Bear. He'll give you the rundown on some serious shit when it comes to fighting fires. Everybody up in here, I appreciate you for coming in, for checking in and watching our little thing. Like I said, it wasn't a planned interview or anything, but while she was in here, and I know, like I said, I know people are like, oh, you already finished that. But like I said, it's no beef, it's no picking. I gave we were just conversating, we should be able to conversate about whatever. I know it was still on her mind due to her not being able to completely speak her mind about what had happened on a live that I had missed, originally. So we did that, we checked it out. I let her speak her mind, when interacted with her as well, and so that's cool, I don't even know how long I've been on exactly. Maybe I can check it out real quick. Ha ha. Yeah, there was a few trolls to troll, you know. They been trolling, they hating. Haha. Droopy. What's up, Holmes? What's up, everybody out there? You know, hope everybody's doing good. You know, started doing our thing, you know. Did a little interview. And like I said, and I'll run it by you again. If sometimes it seems like I'm talking a little more cholo than not, it's because, you know, when you have someone on the panel like that, you know, you're talking with someone with intelligence. Like my mom always used to tell me, there's a time and a place for everything. You know, you don't talk when you're doing an interview or when you're, you know, trying to speak on a more highly intelligent level. You don't want to use as much slang. It's one thing when I'm standing in the yard with the homies to rap, and it's a whole other thing if you're at work. You know, if you're dealing with customers, dealing with accounts. You know what I mean? Dealing with stuff. So like I said, and I'll say it again, you know, hear me try to straighten out my speech a little bit, you know. But yeah, so everybody in there, you know, running their mouth with there's always a lot of them, you know. It's the same old story. Get a life, you know. If you don't like it, check out. Ain't no problem. And all I can say is this. This is what I'll say about Dubs and Gunner. You know what I mean? They shine on, homies. Float, float on. Because I ain't got no hate, homie. You ain't to catch me hating. You know what I mean? There ain't a drop of hater up in me. I may be opinionated just because I say I don't like this car. I think it runs like shit. You know, it's the worst car ever made. Don't mean I hate it. Maybe I just think it's the worst car that runs and it ain't ever made. You know what I mean? Period. And I speak my opinion on it. You know, that doesn't mean the next car might be my favorite one. You know? Yeah. So check it out, y'all. Um, Pretty much already, you know, had a decent one tonight. Unlike these other fools, I don't sit up till 4 in the morning drinking. I might jump back on, you know, I'm gonna do the on and off type thing. I'll probably jump back on after I take the strip, maybe. I don't know, we'll see. Hey, Sonny G, thanks for checking in. See, I don't know where you're from or what type of you know, people that are new trip, or what type of genre some of these people are in, but you'll notice a lot of these interactions I'm having with people and some of these other channels. We're in a genre that's like a prison genre type, street, urban. They call it urban genre. You notice I got the tattoos. You know, a lot of people in here have a lot of tattoos and stuff. We Sunny G. What we do is you know, some of us profile neighborhoods, and a lot of us are Chicano, you know, which is raza, and that's the thing, you know. That's why you'll see, notice a lot of people in here names, you know, Divil and Rafael. Oh, it is dead, bro. If that's really the best in here, I don't know who it is, but there is no beef. See, like I spoken with the lady earlier. You know, I'll address that. Speaking about you know, as long as it's respectful, and speaking about, you know, something like that, she had it on her mind, then I'll give her the opportunity to speak like that because she hasn't had that chance. But if, like I said, if anyone were to talk shit or to take up any type of you know, disrespect, and then that would be, you know, and that's that. And it is squashed. It's been dead. Like I said, it was a topic of conversation, bro. You know, if he said it's me. Okay, so the reality is of it is it's just, it was a topic of conversation, you know, and I wanted to appease everybody, make sure everybody had their chance to speak their opinion, because I think, you know, every story's got 20 sides. You know, I wanted to let everyone do their little thing, speak their piece peacefully, get it resolved. You know, that's all. It's not trying to keep it flaming or anything. It's actually the opposite than thereof. You know, I was trying to just, you know, communicate with not only everybody out there, but with, you know, um, express myself, and my side of it, and all that. One thing you'll learn about me, Dubs, you haven't got to meet me that much yet, and you're starting to know me, but I like to conversate. I like to let people know what's on my mind. I like to, go back and forth, not argue, but that's what some people might call it argue. I call it conversate, debate. What are they? Hey man, I hope you guys are having a good live, bro. That's what I'm saying. I ain't no hater. I hope you guys are having a great live. Hope everything's going good, and we were just talking about the, like she said, conflict resolution. What could have started it, why, and what was the cause of it? Our subscribers wanted to know. That was all. To like I said, misunderstanding, miscommunication. That's a reason why things get the way they are. So I was trying to move in the opposite direction of that with this live. No, I don't have to make friends and all that, and then whatever. We had a miscommunication. Um, I think, like I said, they thought my motives were different. They thought I had ulterior motives. I thought they had ulterior motives. They were a little inebriated, and it just got a little out of hand. Do I have beef with nobody? You know what I mean? I don't even have beef with the fools that try to kill me, because why? That beef's just gonna eat at me. Like I said, the only beef I could possibly have in my life is with the powers that are beyond me. You know what I'm saying? Why would I be mad at something a man can control? You're just gonna be mad at men. I'm mad at things that are beyond my control, and who controls those? Are they natural? Is it divine? Is it what a destiny? Because I really have had some things happen to me that were bad enough for me to be like, what in the fuck could possibly, what is the cause of this? Who controls life and death? You know what I mean? Who's calling these shots? No, no. I want to go back into what I've said. I hope Dubs is still watching, because I've said it to him before, and I said it to him, still saying it. I'm a fan. I've been a fan. I said a couple disrespectful things afterwards because I was upset. Same way he came at me when he was upset. Sometimes we say shit, but that don't mean I ain't got no problem with nobody, and that's all. I wouldn't tried to behave like that, or maybe I would have. It's hard to say. It's all about perception when it comes to people. I don't know what state of mind he was in. If he was mad, I was. It's, it's just like that. I just want people to know that. But other than that, that like I said, that's a good thing, because it leads to all types of stuff, not just talking about that, but talking about how I came up, what I learned from, why I speak the way I do. Like I said, a lot of people can't handle the fact that I'll speak about what's on my mind. Some people are like, what's on your mind should stay in your mind. Don't let fools know. Me, I want to let fools know so there's no miscommunications. But a lot of times I get, pretty much attacked for it, as you can see. you know. But shout out to Richie Lokes, Little Mafia, you know, Smokey, the local bear. All these are names I recognize. Future Stepdad, that one goes way back. A lot of these, and that's another thing that's sad. I guess bring it in real quick. And again, not trying to blaze up people. Listo guys and EBK, they've been my homies for a minute. We do lives together. We laugh and chat. People know. Smokey knows. Some people up in here know. Future Stepdad knows. We was all pretty tight. Every time we jump on, we laugh and shit. So it's kind of fucking sad that it had to come down to somebody taking sides. It's kind of sad. But it wasn't me though. You gotta understand. I didn't say, hey, you either gotta be down with them or you gotta be with me. Everybody just decided, hey, I'm gonna jump on this side or that, instead of being like, hey, these fools just disagreeing, whatever. People was like, hey, fuck Mike, and that's when Mike was like, fuck y'all, and that's all. And I do want to say that, because I ain't got no fucking play with none of them either, But again, I get angry because I hear people say something at me. So a little jab, and I come with a couple swings at them, and then they look at me and they're like, oh, so you're disrespecting? No, that's why I always say I'm reacting, because I have a bad tendency to overreact, but I do it, overreact or act accordingly. You're gonna get a reaction. I will always take the side that's winning. That's funny. I'm hoping I'm letting everybody just do their thing in the comments. I don't really like to, like I said in the beginning, I'm not one to block people. I like people to speak their comments and shit, but at a certain point, it's just stupidity if you're going to let somebody sit there and talk down onto your, people that are supporting you, people that are in the comments, and yourself in general. It's like, hey, I mean, you've left me no other choice, pretty much. you know. Um, so I think this was a good, on the serio. I think this was a good little interview, if you will call it that, or just where conversation, good live. We covered a lot in here. A lot of little factors and talked about this, talked about that. Got to, I think, finally, instead of just talking with myself, I got to conversate with somebody, and get to the point of a little conflict resolution and a big conflict that people were talking about. And and to anyone that might be seeing this, I did say final thoughts on that, because that was my final thoughts on it. I didn't jump in here to talk about it. It's hard right now, because a lot of people want to ask about it, and I don't want to shun them. New people are asking me, and a lot of it isn't necessarily they want to talk about that. People that want to talk about things about me that have to do with like how my temper or patience, or you know what I mean, glitcha, and things that come from that. It's like it is in you know what I mean. Yeah, the Yardalls be and like I said, I think I already said it. I ain't trying to rub it in there. Was what Smokey. I knew right away when I heard some of his comments and the way he acknowledges things. He's got a lot of knowledge. The dude's a trained firefighter. Uh, you can't help but be in certain shoes and not learn. And so I appreciate everybody in here. Can you fix this for me real quick? It's like zoomed in, so I can't see how many people are in it. It's zoomed. Like when you go like that, like this, click and zoom. There we go. All right. Wow, I didn't realize I had so many people up in the building. My thing was all messed up. I got almost 50 heads up in here. So what's up to everybody? I was thinking about tapping out because we had a good little thing going on and everybody. But since I got that 4-5 heads in the building, we just keep rapping. I don't have no problem talking. All right, little mafia. Thanks for checking in. People, as long as you, like I said, you don't have to agree with me, and you can even come in here and simply say you do not agree. But as long as you keep it decent, halfway decent, you're always more than welcome here. I don't care who you're a fan of. You can tell me straight, I came from Dubstep to check up on you. That's cool. I don't care. That there ain't no thing. I ain't hiding nothing. There's nobody that's uninvited here. I might not let you in the live. I'll tell you straight. There's certain people I won't let in the live because if I don't know what you're going to talk about, and I think you might just pop in to say what you want and do what you want, I might not let you in. But if you're going to, everyone's more than welcome to my comments. And you're more than welcome to be like, no, that was a good idea. That was a bad idea. I think your ideas are stupid. But when you start going, you're stupid, F you, you know what I mean? F what you're about. Now, you've crossed the line. People should know. irony. Hey, I still got that on order for you, my buddy. You know what I mean? Don't think I forgot about you. That Texas mizzle, that Texas mud. Well, unfortunately, that it had to be like this. One of the positive things I will say about this whole incident is it gives people to look into me and get to know who I really am. And I'm gonna be honest, and you'll know I'm real when I say this. I want you to do that. I want you to really get to know me, get to know my personality, get to know what type of person I am. Now, let's be honest here, folks. Think about it. If I was bitter, angry, hiding things, had a bad personality, would I really want you to get to know me? Come on now. I'd be like, you know what? Damn, all these people are looking at me. What am I going to do? You know, I can't handle it. I'm going to hide, you know, don't get away. You know what I mean? Let's be real. You know what I'm saying? But the fact, people, these are things I look for in people. So you guys should think, you know, if this dude wants me to get to know him, apparently he must not be hiding anything. He must be feeding. He must be proud of who he is. Why else would you want? Why else would he be inviting me to get to know him? You know, people can say anything they want, but I stand behind my personality, all that. And I can hear people right now are out there. What is he? Well, you talking a lot about me. Well, that's because I got 45 people in the building right now, and I'm used to having about 3 people in the building. You know, if it would have been this time that last week on a live, there would have been 4 people in here. So now that I got a full boat, if you want to call it that, or a decent one, I'm explaining to people what I think they need to know about me. You know, so they can make their decision on me, giving a little self-explanation, if you will. I don't have to, but all right, Irony. Thanks for being up in here, my man. Check out my videos I dropped today. I dropped a couple good ones. And that's how it should be. I'm going to tell you honestly, from my point of view, I don't know what they push on other channels, but I can tell you what I push on my channel, man. And that's that we should all be able to go from live to live to live and then get along and be cool. There shouldn't be one live where this dude ain't welcome and this dude is welcome. You know, there's no reason why one subscriber or viewer shouldn't be welcome anywhere. You know, just because even if channels have rips between them, what does that have to do with the viewer? Why do they gotta pick sides? You know, that's my mentality on it. You know. Oh, cheers, Richie. Hey, Hurricane. It don't. Hey, you know what I used to do? Do this. I don't know how you drink, but I used to get cups, not decent sized cups because it's got the air, And I would take a 40-ounce of Hurricane, and I would fill the cup, like half a 40 in a cup, and I would just shotgun it, a whole 40 in 2 cups, and I would be all woo. You know what I mean? So I don't know if you got a cup near Richie or if you're already drinking out of one, but if you're not, get you a cup, my man. Just a regular cup, like a drinking cup. Pour your 40, like fill it up like 3/4 of the way, and then you can just gun it. Shit, I wish I got up and punched the clock on YouTube. I get up and punch a real clock, my man. I go to work every day at 4:30 in the morning. I don't punch in the YouTube clock until I come home from work, but much appreciated for when I do that too. I'm trying to balance them out. But hey, like I said, I'm just doing it for you guys. Basically, it sounds stupid, but now the videos I do those for me, kind of. I like putting them together, talking to people, getting glitch out from other homies. It's kind of a hobby. But these lives, I decided I should do something. There's a few people that looked out for me, and there's a few people that were pretty feeling that through this little beef. And so I decided for those people, the least I can do is get my lives going up, get them tapped in, give them a good spot, where they can kick it, where they can come to voice, where they know it's going to be respectful, but they can still give their opinions and be on some grown man stuff. I don't mind if people come up here and do their little echo park and whatever, suit and all that. They can write anything they want. But at the same time, it's kind of cool when there's people that talk on an adult level too, Oh yeah, no. Oh man, you're in Brazil, man. I watched the Brazilian shootings, man. On the favelas, or is that what they're called? Yeah, the favelas, man. Those dudes. You want to talk about crime? The United States hasn't made. Brazil better get you a piece, and you better be ready with that piece. You know. Yeah, I used to do, since we're speaking about work and we're on the subject, when I used to live outside Dallas, I used to do seismic surveying for oil and gas. And that was a trip, that was something new for me to learn. I also have done, because as most people know, for my videos, I lived in New Mexico for a long time, pretty much grew up there. And there was a lot of rigs outside Albuquerque, outside Cuba, in those areas, oil rigs, drilling, oil drilling rigs, So I used to go out on the deck, I was a worm, worked my way up to the derricks, did some drilling, I was in the oil field industry a lot. Exactly, Smokey. And sometimes 2 to 3 hours of traveling time on top of the 16, because depending on where your rig's at, they'll give you per diem and travel time, but that don't change the fact that you got to drive 2 hours. Oh yeah, Grace, the Gracies, they're great. They were, my uncle used to train with Horace Gracie in San Jose. You know, Shout out to the Gracies, man. Those guys right there, wow, California originals. No shit. My uncle used to train UFC. My uncle Mike. He used to train with man, that dude. One time, funny little story if you guys are watching. So I got Uncle Mike, right? He lives in Cali right now. He lives in San Diego, but he used to live in San Jose. And one time I was younger. I was only like, I want to say like 13, 14, and I was over there visiting him, and he was training with Horace Gracie, and asshole, and I was like, hey, what's up, and I was all over there and we're watching some fights, and he's like, and this is when UFC was just coming out. It was like mixed martial arts more. They had all the Chinese and all the different like races there. Basically, it was like mixed martial arts. It wasn't UFC yet. They had all these different techniques of fighters, African fighters and all kinds of stuff. And we're watching that, and I'll never forget. My uncle's like, hey, check this out, stand up, and I was like, what's up? And I stood up, and he fucking jumped up, and he like jumped up and wrapped his feet like around my or like jumped up midair, you know what I mean? Wrapped his legs around my stomach area, did a backflip, and when he did that, his legs were around me, and it kind of like yanked me, you know what I mean? He yanked me like over him, and I just fucking boom, hit face first on the ground. I'll never forget that, I was like, what the fuck, you know what I mean? Like, what the was that, you know what I mean? Oh no shit, Smokey. I don't know if you remember me saying this on the other channels, but I was on in ATA, which is American. You probably know ATA, American Taekwondo Association, for like 5 years. You know what I mean? I think what did I make it around there too, like brown belt. I think I was a brown belt. I went in Taekwondo. It goes from white, orange, yellow, camouflage, blue, brown, purple, black, I believe. You know what I mean? And I made it to like halfway through, and I got all my notches too and all my shit. Like, and you'll be surprised how quick when that type of training, no, but it's kind of crazy how that training comes back to you when you wouldn't think about it. That's the whole part about training that I didn't realize. It's all about not having to think about it. You know what I mean? Like, there's been times, and I shit you not, like I went to rush fools. One time I went to rush this dude, and I was gonna do a street. I was like, and this was after I had been trained in Taekwondo. I was like, I'm gonna give him a street rush like Mike Tyson, and I ran up, and I'll never forget. Like, I don't know why I did not think about it. My mind did it. Like, I couldn't even think about it. Like, not even a second went by of me thinking. I went running up to the guy, and the plan was to run up and punch him, to rush him and punch him in the face. But for some reason, when I got like within a couple steps of him, I jumped up with a roundhouse, not a roundhouse, with with a straight kick like that. Boom, you know what I mean? And I kicked with a straight. I jumped up in the air and kicked him straight into his right here area, you know, like where they teach you to hit right here. Knocked him fresh out of air. And then I did a karate chop. Blap, I'll never forget. Karate chopped him in the face, and he dropped right there on the ground, you know, because I busted his nose. And the funny part about that is, take note, you guys, about how training works, you know. That wasn't the plan. You know what I mean? That wasn't the plan. The plan was like, I'm going to do more damage with some fucking heavyweight hits. You know what I mean? I'm going to come in and just start, because that's what my mind wanted to do, you know. The plan, you know what I mean, was to walk in and just start dotting fools, you know. And as soon as I got within legs reach, my mind had a different plan. Instinct took over, you know, and I jumped up and blap, knocked the air out of him. It was funny. And everybody's all, whoa, like, what the fuck? Oh, man, I'll never forget that. That was funny. Oh, nice. Much love to you, James Mendez. That's the way to do it. You work hard, you play hard, and I'm happy you're in a good spot. I heard that there's some pretty crazy spots in Brazil, but I'm sure that there's beautiful spots as well, you know. Yeah, you know, unfortunately, there's a lot of homeless everywhere, and as much as I would hate, I want to see the problem change. I'm not trying to be shady, but like I said, I do give my opinion on things, the true opinion. Let's put it like this: it's one of those expect the worst, hope for the best type deals. Like I would hope and hope for, you know, positivity and everybody to get a house, but it seems like it's just growing, especially the way in the United States, the way they're charging for places, the way they're charging for rent. You know what I mean? You know, the way the rich get rich and the poor get poorer. It just seems like housing is getting less and less, or more expensive, less room, you know. Ha ha ha. Probably will be smoke. Yeah, and then in California is the one of the worst, because, you know, the reason why I'll state that is because, if anyone knows, you know, California is super expensive. It's like one of the most expensive states. Saludos from Watson. Okay, we got, all right, Rafael. We have someone from Watson in the house. I was born in Salas, so 831. Careful with those opinions, he said. Yeah, you know, there probably will be, you know, my channel's 6 months old. So in other words, it's fairly new channel, you know, and I've been pretty much on the download. And I'll be honest, I'm a controversial person, you know. I say things that I say because that's how I feel, and but I don't do it like, I'm not a disrespectful person, and that, you know, like a fucking hater or any of that type of shit. Not that type of controversial. You know, I'm controversial because if I feel I'm right on something, and I know that it's respected in my mind, and something I was taught, I'll stand by it, you know, and that's controversial to a lot of people. Yeah, you're right, Smokey. Guaranteed. That's for sure. You know? Yeah, it's all about money, man. And like I said, this is another thing, you know, come controversial. Everyone get mad, but like that's why I stated the statement. You know, I did say that the world's going down. You know, it just seems to be that way, and it's what I see around me. Now I can hope for the best. Yeah, maybe the world will get saved. You know, and people will figure out a way to be environmentally friendly and save it just in the nick of time. You know, but it just seems like problems multiply instead of being found solutions for, you know. Seems like I'm trying to get clout off who, you know. They made Pamela. This is perfect. This is a good little thing. I'm assuming I'm not even talking about them. So I'm assuming you're talking about Dubs maybe in Gunner. But if you are, that's a perfect example. How could I get clout off of anybody that the only way we even got that live was popular at all our training is because of the reaction that was given. That, you know what I mean? Had I said what I said, whatever, and they're like, that's stupid, we don't believe that, and it was gone, that would have been, there wouldn't have been any clout. It would have been another live that a fool jumped on for 10 minutes, you know what I mean, and didn't get a zero monetization for it or nothing. You know, all the subscribers that I have, other than, like I said, from a foolish incident, are from getting to know me, from hopping on people's lives, and from my content. You know what I mean? I don't need clout. You know what I mean? I don't have to chase Nava. The clout chasing I do, I'll be honest, is my videos. You know, if I want to make a clout chase about somebody, I'll make a video about them. I won't drop, you know what I mean? And then I'll be honest. Like, as content creators, we've all spoken about doing. See, what you guys call clout, we call content. It's the same thing. It's what brings views. You know what I mean? In the real world, people call it clout. You know what I mean? It's called content. You know what I mean? Period. You know, if you can put it any way, you know, if there's content, you know, that's what we release. You know, I wasn't looking for content from them. Obviously, I didn't do a video. I wanted to make, you know, I thought it would be cool to jump on, speak for a little bit. Now, if I made any videos about them and this and that, I had to make a video addressing all the shit that popped off. I'll say that. But as far as anyone to say that I'm clout chasing, what clout? You know what I mean? I didn't make no fucking diss videos, de nada. You know, I went on, as anyone knows, to voice my opinion into something. And because people were because of miscommunication, you know, well, I'm talking about it because you brought it up. Fucker, who the fuck is this Pam? This Pamela's an idiot. You know, here I am trying to help out somebody and answer a fucking question, and they fucking ask me why I'm answering the question. Damn, man. Matter of fact, I'm gonna block that idiot. You're gonna ask me what the fucking problem is, and then when I try to help out and answer, they say that fucking what am I answering? Some people are, I tell you, some people's kids. Let's go ahead and just dust that. I won't be answering questions for no more idiots, but I'll answer questions to anybody else in here that's, you know, got half a brain. Well, for anyone who wants to stir the pot, there you go. You just got, they say shit or get off the pot. So you just got off the pot. You know, everybody call it cloud, call it this, that, whatever, you know. It just turned into content, and it wasn't content that I wanted. You know what I mean? I wanted to have a little conversation, occupy my time. Everything else turned into a fucking shit show. I would just ignore it. Well, everybody's different. See, one thing, somebody said I would just ignore it. This is my answer to anonymous one. When you tend to ignore things in this type of field, people put words in your mouth, make videos, make you out to be something you're not. That's the beauty of this, is of having your own platform, is that you can say things, you can speak your mind, and the people, you guys, the people, can make their own decision. You know, that's the problem. That's what these fools don't understand. They can call me a hater, they can call me a cloud chaser, they can call me all this and that, but the bottom line is the people can see. You know, unless, like I said, this is to the anonymous one, I just ignore it, don't pay no attention to it, don't, you know what I mean, completely shut my ears off to it, then they can make me out to be whoever the fuck they want. You know what I mean? Now, I won't play into it or say anything else anymore, because now the general consensus is the public and them know who I am. I did what I needed to do. I did that, if that's what you want to call it. You know, I explained myself. Other than that, you know, that's what I needed to do. I did that. Now I can ignore it. You know? Yay, yay. I still got to figure out this green screen a little bit. I'm going to work on it, but it seems to be going all right, you know. And I know I only got 30 peeps in here. I'm gonna keep working on it. Haha, Smokey Loke. You know, and like I was saying, and this kind of goes out to you, Smoke, you know, because I know you're part of my little other crew I used to roll with, you know, this YouTube crew, and fucked up, you know, I'll say right now, I don't want to bring up beefs or nothing, but as you know, I've split from kicking it with other platforms, and it's a sad thing, you know, because technically I didn't have beef with any of them. But I hope Smokey, you know, being a dude that highly intelligent, doesn't take sides, is very professional. I think he could understand where I'm at, why I had to separate. You know, when I'm arguing with one man on something, and other people that I felt like I was cool with in lives began to comment on me, talk down on me. I mean, this is the Smokey Loke. You know, he knows what I'm talking about. Then I feel like I gotta separate from myself from him. You know, even if it's a decent relationship, in my face, what could be said behind my back is why I gotta separate. You know, and he knows exactly what I'm talking about, because you know we kick it on a lot of the same lives. I hope he understands that I didn't have no disrespect towards nobody else, but when people start accusing me and putting words in my mouth, being like he said, I'll say it with my chest, I'm definitely gonna fucking pop up, and it don't matter who you are. At that point, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? I don't care. No label behind any man is gonna. You could be the president. You know what I mean? You could be a fucking bodyguard. I don't care. Any person that you are, you know what I mean? You're gonna get it from me. Anyone could get it. You know what I mean? If I don't agree with you, and that's a fact. You know. What's up, Vallero? What's going on, my man? Just kind of wash hands, wash hands, wash hands. What you doing, man? Working on a car or what? Or getting ready to cook? Damn, I don't know what happened to my lighter. I was gonna spark it up real quick. Take a rip, you know. Yeah, exactly. But you gotta understand, you know, you're a little older, just like me, Smokey. That homies, like I don't want to say names, but you know, the people we kick it with, that I got into it with, they have to take it upon themselves to be adults enough to do that research before you comment, before you misconstrue something or accuse somebody or something, or even comment on it. You have to make sure it ain't a chopped up clip. You have to make sure it ain't misconstrued. You know, just like if you're in the pinta, you can't accuse somebody of some shit unless you have solid paperwork, it's been over and it's right there, and that's a done deal. You know, you can't start accusing me in front of fucking 500 people of talking shit about this organization or that, and then having your co-hosts and your people back you up and say that, you know what I mean, I did this and that, when still I never said it, you know. And that's why what's the problem is, you know what I'm talking about. This is the Smoky Loke, and to nobody else in here, you know, he'll know what I'm talking about, you know. I know he's a solid one, so I want him to sort of understand what the deal is there, you know. It's not any animosity why I'm not on any other channels. Don't take it as that. It's more so as I can't deal with that type of unprofessionalism, you know, because I would never do that. I don't care who. If one of those guys was getting into it with anybody, I would not only have their back, but if they talk shit about an organization, I'd say, who cares? That's my homie on some other shit. You know what I mean? What he thinks about an organization is his prerogative. You know, what me and him are homies, regardless what he thinks about up north, what he thinks about south, what he thinks about the middle, even though I wasn't disrespecting. But let's say I was. You know what I mean? That's personal opinion of mine. What I didn't disrespect your organization, you know what I mean, and or your people in general. So that's my thing, you know. That's why I'm kind of like, huh? You know what I mean? You'll take a personal relationship with homies, somebody that you kick it with every fucking day on the live, you know, over a fucking organization that you ain't even really got much to do with. You know what I mean? One of them don't, one of them don't, you know. Um, and that's the deal. And then, like I said, people always, oh, I thought that was. I'm not even talking about the first beef. This is a. What I'm talking to Smokey Loke about some homies we kick it with. I'm not giving direct names because I don't want Mr. Pop. But I'm just talking about him. He'll know what I'm talking about. We almost every day we kicked it on some of the same lives. You know what I mean? They accused me of shit, something I didn't do. That was my prerogative to do anyway. And real adults know that. And because of that, that all that shows is the fortunate thing is what that shows is things to come. If they do that once over a chopped up video or over because you're getting into it with somebody, they'll do it again in a rush. And I won't. And I've always been one to not make myself available for that. Like I said, once shame on you, twice shame on me, and that's the bottom line, and that's the way it's always been for me. A lot of people hate it, but I'm, maybe you should call me more forgiving. But it's like, you're like a bad, a broken hand or arm that's infecting me. I'll cut you right off. Yeah, I wish I had an arm, but damn, you're gone. You know what I mean? I've done it to many. I really don't have much people in my life at all because of it. Because no one's perfect, but at the same time, I ain't letting you fuck me off. Hurt me multiple times. Can't do that. I mean? That's my problem. At that point, then I've letting it happen to me. You understand? And not just in YouTube world, anywhere. You know what I mean? At work. Yeah, I like to clown, man. I joke and shit. You guys will get that. One thing, that's another thing. People, I want to let it's because people that might be watching and are trying to get to know who's Mike. Understand. You're gonna have jokes about all races. You're gonna have jokes about sex orientations. You're gonna have jokes about all kinds of shit, and it's just a joke. Literally, that's what you can expect from Mike because that's how I joke. I think it's funny. I don't have any ill will towards any races, any ages, any, like I said, sex orientation. So that's why I think it's funny to joke about it. If you want to joke about me, you know what I mean? Like I tell you a joke right now. Now I don't even want to say it, people will start going off about the scratchbacks, the joke we tell in New Mexico. Why they don't call them I'll say W backs no more, Mexicans, because the Rio Grande dried up and they don't swim across no more. Now they crawl under they crawl under the fence and scratches the back. So now they're scratchbacks. You know what I mean? And that's my own raw, so I can say that. Oprah, why don't you hit me with that donation? Oprah, hey, put it under your seat. Oprah be giving out them goodies. Ha 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 ha. Look at this fool. We got another one. And another one. Another one bites at dust. And another one's gone. And another one's gone. And another one bites at dust. Hey. Hey. We're gonna get this too. Another one bites dust. Hey. Yeah. Knocking them out the box. Like I said, voice your opinion, but just come here. But to bump them gummies, everybody knows what a big mouth is for. Plop, plop, plop. Unless you're explaining some shit. Yeah, right, Vallero. But like I said, none of that. I ain't worried about them. See, and that's like I said, it's a thin line between I like to conversate and chat about shit, but I don't understand how people take that from me as disrespect or this and that. That's my opinion. If I sat here right now and say a fucking I hate Volvos, they're a piece of shit, are you gonna hate me for fucking not liking Volvos? That's my opinion, because even if they're your favorite car, that's my opinion on a car. And if that's your favorite car, well, so what? We both I hate Volvos, you love them, and we're best friends. What's the problem? Yeah, yeah. You know it, man. So I just hit that 2 hour mark. You guys been nothing but supportive. Kick back on my live. I did a little interview. Just actually had a guest on the live. Let them voice their opinion. We just spoke. It was a conversation. It wasn't no trolling, no trying to bring up no sparks or nothing. It was the opposite then thereof, I believe. And I would like that message to go out. But either way, it's my platform. Do as I please on it. Um, been nothing but respectful on here, I believe, towards everyone. But at the same time, I try to be respectful. Sometimes you can't be 100% respectful when you're giving your opinion, and that's part of being real. That's reality. Somebody might say something that you feel like, I don't like that right here, or don't hear that, and you deal with it. You know, um, Dirty Porch. Oh my gosh, that's a hell of a name. As a matter of fact, that's a very disrespectful name. I mean, I like to joke too, but damn. So check it out, peeps. Like I said, hit that 2 hour mark. I would kick it for longer, but got a few things to do here and there, doing this and that. I'm gonna actually get a better background. I got my microphone right here too that I haven't set up, but I gotta do that. Set up the mic, set up a little better lighting. You know, jams. I don't mind bumping jams, but that's another thing. I don't really get it. Other people like to listen to music, so I'll do that. But I like to conversate too. So that. Oh man, there you go. Hey Joshua, did you get him? Did everything come out feed him or what? It's all good. And Joshua Campos, I want you to understand something, bro, because I remember names. I'm a name guy. I did see your comment, what you were saying about, ease up because of the Nuevo thing, and it was the opposite then thereof, bro. If you knew from the beginning what was going on, I wasn't being off on being a bad, you know what I mean, a bad person that didn't want to help Johnny. I just was chatting my opinion on, I was gonna give my opinion on homeless, and I got attacked, and it's been like viral since, bro. And I represent Burke to the fullest, and I ain't backing down from nobody, you know what I mean? 505 Burke, and I will continue to put out, you know what I mean, Albuquerque ganglands, and I continue to what not let fools, you know what I mean, bad mouth the 505, you know what I mean, and the 575, So there it is. All subs, man. Grab me one too, homie. Ha ha ha. So I hope you didn't take that wrong that I was trying to fucking put a bad look on the Nuevo, man. It's actually the opposite. Other fools try to make Nuevo look bad, and I'm coming up. Yeah, yeah. No, that's cool, Joshua, because fools were making me out to look bad, so I understand. But watch my videos, watch my Albuquerque ganglands, and you'll see when I speak in them that I got nothing but love. And I'm one of the only channels, representing about the 505, and you'll learn. Stick around, bro. You'll see that some of the other channels out of Phoenix and California and shit that they hate. As you can see, I don't really have no backup and shit because there ain't no big channels. Burke Records, Duke City Mob, Juan Gotti, as I'm sure you know all those names, bro. They back me up. All the big record labels back me up. They already told me straight, like, hey, you can use our videos, like on the serio, we got your back, homie, and we know you represent the 505. Matter of fact, some of them was like, um, there was like if any shit pops off, we got the fuck, I mean, anyway. So, Burke Records, shout out to fucking Rascal from Burke, Zia, G Reach, all them fools that be putting it down for that Burke Records, homie, for Duke City Mobsters, all them homies, Juan Gotti from Politica Records. Hey, what's up, Juan? Hey, that's the homie right there. Hey, gracias for putting it down, like you did for many years. He was with me, and stood shoulder to shoulder with me when we had our beef with High Power Records, you know what I mean? And that's cool, So shout out to all those dudes, we're a one car. But other than that, bro, I don't have too much backup about of and all the neighbor. I got all of Burke, all the neighborhoods and all that type of shit with me. I'm talking about I'm talking about channels. You know, Zay backs me up. He's out of Roswell. You know what I mean? So us being a state, you know, that ain't got a lot of platforms coming up out of here, you know, I don't have a lot of backup. But the neighborhoods are you know how we are with that 505, Burke, you know, the supporters are with me, and the city's with me. You know what I mean? And so let's do this. I'll be crazy. You know what I'm saying? That Duke, hey, that Duke City. You know, I'm definitely taking them along for the ride, like a ride at Cliffs. You know what I mean? And that's for sure. But California love too, homie. You know, much love for Cali, Califas. Shout out to Smokes. That's much invited in here too. You know, that's the main thing. That's why I said I was gonna do Southwest. That's why we mentioned the Southwest, because us from Burke, we tend to represent like Texas all the way to Cali. We have a lot of dealings, you know, El Paso and all that shit, you know, Phoenix. Usually people from Albuquerque, you know, we got a fat familia all related up in there and all that. You know what I'm saying? But I got a lot of love for it, you know, for that city. Sometimes you can't help it, even if you didn't want to. You got so much pride for the areas you've been around, you know, and the places you've seen that you're like, fuck, I want to put it down. Solos, solos, yeah, abuelita, man. I appreciate you guys tapping in for real, everybody here. As you can see, I keep it steady, man. This is how I am. You know, when I get angry, you'll see it, as you've seen, and I get angry. When I'm chilling and cool, I'm chilling and cool, just like anyone should be. You know, I act accordingly. Um, and but for the most part, the only when I'm angry, it's because we've done something. You know, I don't get angry for no good reason. Like when I got into it, I wasn't angry. I was conversating my piece, and then I felt like I had to defend on that one. So that, like I said, that was a dead subject. I let the person speak that wanted to speak upon it, and I do believe that most of the people that had any more questions or viewers or anything pretty much got their fill, of you know so they gotta get to know me, gotta decide whether they want to check out some of my lives. And that's another thing. You might not like you might look some of my content and be like, what? They might not, because I do reactions. I do a couple pieces that are just like a little more, try to keep them professional, like opinions. I got some crazy ganglands, but if you watch them and you're like, I don't know, wait for my lives. I gotta fucking feed me a personality too. You can always click with that and get down with that. You know what I mean? You don't always gotta. It could be one way or another, or vice versa. If you're like, I don't want to hear this fool, I don't like his gray ass hair, then you can then you can always just watch my content too. That I just dropped 2 new videos. Oh yeah, definitely. I'm about to jump off here not too long anyways. Like I said, I don't do the all-nighters. I got a few other things I gotta do. But check out Haters World. You know, I know, like I said, but between all the little rips that happen and whatnot, as long as you don't disrespect me, this ain't like we're in a clica or we're in a pinta where you gotta have beef with someone because someone else does. This is grown man shit happening right here. And so with that being said, much love to Haters World, because I even know some of the people I function with don't function with them. Like I was just saying, I function with Burke Records when I know that they had funk with Hater World, but that's, like I said, grown men is like, that's their beef. If he ever tries to shot me up when I was with him, that's something else. But much love to Haters World. That's how I do things. If anyone doesn't know, if he was wondering about how I feel, maybe, and anyone wants to shoot him a clip of this, hey, much love. Blue Devil, Haters World. Maybe have me on. We'll do a little interview or something sometime. But if not, you guys make sure you just jump on over to him. Check out some of his content too. And the homie Frank's Vibes. He's got good stuff. He does a lot of shit on Chicano rap. all kinds of people, you know, just stand. What's good for the goose is good for the gander, you know. Anyway, though, like I said, you guys finish your beers. I don't mean that make you guys get up off of here or nothing, but some Rogaine and some beard paint. You're funny. This is fucking funny. Hey, I don't even think it would work for me, man. I'm beyond. Hey, I'm beyond scared straight. You know, with the white hair, I'm done. I done threw in I didn't only throw up the white hair. I threw in the white towel. You know. You don't even want it. Hey, that's why I be wearing the hat, because even when I shave my hair like almost to nothing, it just looks like a bunch of like there's like 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 snow on my hair on my head. You know what I mean? Oh yeah. Hey, be careful. Just make sure you get them dabs from the store, bro, because I heard a big time like huge shipments of it's been coming in with that fatty wop in it. You know. My homie the other day was like had a fucking half ounce. He's like, I gotta dust. I gotta get rid of this shit because it's got fatty in it. You know what I mean? Kind of sad. That shit is gonna kill. I mean, that's the new watch your ass. That's the new watch your ass shit right there. That fucking Fetty Wap, because it's in everything. Like they're just putting that shit in pumpkin pie. You know what I mean? Deep, 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 deep. Like it ain't nothing. Um, they both, yeah, they tested it and it had Fetty. Somebody he gave it to got all fucked up from it, and then he was like, they know unusually, and and he was like tested it, and yeah, I don't know how they did, but he was like, yeah, and I think that they busted somebody with it too, because then it was in the paper too. For real though, Rafael. As I had said on somebody else's channel, and I'll run it by some people real quick, you know, while we're on the subject, that is completely by fault of the government, the U.S. government, and you might ask why. I'll tell you why. Because they outlawed pharmaceuticals. You know, they thought they had an opiate problem. With ODs and stuff from clean oxy, from clean morphine, from painkillers. But the reality of it is, what happened was that laid way to people with an addiction needing something, and they filled that need. That's with Fetty, and because of that, they thought they thought they were gonna stop a drug addiction. Instead, they started a fucking epidemic 10 times worse, 80 to 100 times worse, literally. You know what I mean? Uh, dudes in I know dudes in neighborhoods that used to like do black and white and all kinds of lemon drops and all that shit for years, 20, 30 years. Look at old Ozzy Osbourne. Oh, come on there. Come on, hey, Ozzy Osbourne. That fool's must have probably shot 100 fucking pounds of heroin, and he's still alive. Ozzy walking around. You know why? Because that shit was natural. It came from the opiate, the plant. Rock stars was getting down on it, but now, fuck this shit that is just unnatural and in fake pills. Right? Hey, Burqueño, most definitely. Agreed. You know what I mean? And that's the worst part. Like I said, it was like 15 years ago that they really put a sick ban on it, or maybe 10, I want to say, know a little more about 10, 15. And guys got cut, their scripts cut, guys with problems, cancer, disabilities, and then and what happened, like I said, the ban made guys need something. They went to the streets. They didn't have anything in the streets because they couldn't get original, oxy and certain chemicals that can only be made by pharmaceutical companies. So what they did, So what they did, they synthesized it, and they synthesized it fucking big, and now they're at a point where they can't turn back. It's flooded. They've made so many pounds and millions of this shit that it's like it's there now, and it ain't leave. It ain't going nowhere. You know, unfortunately, these fuckers. You know, I mean, I'm not promoting drugs, but damn, if you would have just left the fuckers with the clean scripts from the pharmacies, the doctors made that shit because they made it clean. You know, damn, yeah, that's a bad one too. Anyway, though, y'all, man, a black tar makes gangster give their life up to the bone. Oh yeah, and then I'll also that's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point. While we're just talking about Burke, because we do have a few people from Cali in the house, and they know I know they understand the problem, but it hit really bad in Albuquerque, like in the mid '90s. You know what I mean? Early 2000s. I mean, the black was everywhere. Like young high school kids, like from the North Valley, even up in the foothills, all the way to the west. You know what I mean? Everybody was doing Shiva, like black, no other kind, played black. You know, it was a fucking epidemic in Albuquerque. You know. Now I can speak for that. Like I can't. I know LA's always had a bunch of shit. You know, guaranteed Chevy. Um, you know, it was bad. You know, we got Mexico right there, you know, a couple 100 miles down, but the border is very lenient. It's a lot different than crossing in Sonora and crossing in El Paso and crossing in other places like that. You know, it's much more lenient. You know, there's dirt roads that you can just drive right through with a truck. All you're gonna have to do is open the gate, and you know what I mean. There's owls out there like whoo. You know what I mean. There ain't nobody out there. And that's why there's so many illegals that come through and drugs. And New Mexico is like one of the number one I believe it is, or one of the number one entry points, because you can go straight through New Mexico without basically almost little to no border patrol, and then take it straight up to the Four Corners, which is the corner of New Mexico, is where is across like this, and then you got Arizona, Colorado, Utah, and New Mexico. You know, and so if you drive to that point of that cross right there, where that hub's at, you can literally sell in all four states by driving within like 20 miles. You know what I mean? You hit Ignacio right there, you shoot across to Moab, you shoot down, you know what I mean, around to Arizona, come right back into Nuevo, and you just supply 4 states in 3 hours. You know what I mean? That shit's $1 right now. My boy told me right now, you know what I mean? Anywhere you want it in the streets of Burke, it's $1 of blue. Tell me that ain't scary. So for $10, these young poor bucks out on the streets can get 10 of those fucking things. Yeah, it is crazy, Rafael, but have you seen the videos on how some of them do it? They don't be doing that. I mean, I'm sure they have labs, but those fools mix that shit up in a bucket and all kinds of like wind blowing. And I was watching a video. They're all hitting Ye to try to stay awake. He's all busting Ye, and he's all it counter reacts the effects. You know what I mean? I was like, damn. Because I like to watch that show. I don't know if anybody's checked out Vice News. You know, it's like they check out all kinds of topics, cartel topics. I like they have this one called Crazy Strains or something, where guys go all out in the Congo and the weeds and looking for natural herb strains. You know what I mean? To take a clone of the herb. You know, and I mean, it's crazy. But I think that's where I saw that, was on Vice News. You know what I mean? They were all out there recording these dudes, and they was just in the middle of some field with masks on, getting crazy. Yeah, Vice is all right, Daniel. I suggest anybody watching this live check that out if you haven't already checked out Vice News or Vice channel. It's in black and in white. It says Vice. They got they do all types of taboo stuff, No, I didn't see that one, Rich. Oh, yeah. I actually did see that one. Yeah. I also watched the one with the Muslim girl, the Muslim lady she went to the Taliban. She went into she went after Taliban took control of Afghanistan. She went in there with her mask, without her mask and shit. It's crazy. Oh, so it's not a Vice. It's a Spanish girl reporter who does stuff like Vice. No, I don't think I've seen her. I mean, maybe I'd have to know what if she was called, Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, they do. They got some serious balls, man. I watched some of those videos, like on Vice. They have ones, bullets flying, you know what I mean? Blah, 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 blah. They're all wearing like bulletproof vests and helmets. They're all, I'm over here today in the middle of a war. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Fools are over there, get out. And you know what I mean? They're all, whoa. This one here, I don't know. What I have right now doesn't have a name, because I didn't buy it like from somewhere. The homie threw it to me. It's, oh, you know what? My bad. I'm wrong. It's onion Girl Scout cookies. You know what I mean? Sour onion Girl Scout cookies or something like that. But it's purple though. It comes out purple. I'll show you guys another. Watch. Hold up. Oh yeah, fire for sure. That's all I fuck with because I pay top dollar. If I'm gonna pay, well, I don't pay top dollar. I actually pay hella cheap. Like 100 and all. But to me, that's top dollar. And it's fire. You know what I mean? Certain ones, yeah, certain places do. And feminized seeds. Hey man, like I said, this time actually I'm gonna check out my son in there chilling back. I'm gonna go holler at him. It was cracking food. So you guys have a good night, Rafael, Dominic, everybody out there actually, man, I'm gonna keep on keep it coming with the lives, ain't no problem there with the content, whichever you guys want. When you guys have time, check back in, man, if you got the time, when you got the time, I appreciate you guys being here with me and taking the time, you guys have a good one, you always have a good night and enjoy your family, man. That's what it's all about. If you don't have a family, enjoy yourself. But if you do, and when I say family, you don't got to be a bunch of wife and kids and all that. Just enjoy the friend or the person next to you, say what's up, shoot chunk dudes to your neighbor or something. You guys have a good one.